You may think you know how to treat a cold or a flu, but that might not be the case. Let's find out in today's video. Hi everybody, this is Emin, aka Big ZRX. So I'm just doing another video. This is going to be one of the first videos that I wanted to do for my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about a topic that I think some people assume that they know about, but it may not be the case. The question I'm talking about right now is about antibiotics. So I want you to picture something for a second. I want you to imagine you are a little bit sniffly, you're a little bit congested, and so you decide to go to your local doctor's office or an urgent care office, and somebody suggests to you about possibly getting an antibiotic, whether it might be your doctor or maybe you ask for it. Whether you think you need the antibiotic or not, the reality is that for a cold or a flu, the antibiotic is simply not necessary. And in fact, if you are getting it, you're not the only one. So in order to address this problem a little bit better, I need to explain something. Antibiotics are a class of drugs that are specifically designed to be able to kill off bacteria and bacterial infections. They're not meant for you to be using when trying to fight things like viruses. And the funny thing is that things like the cold or the flu are commonly caused by viruses. So the antibiotics you're getting aren't really going to be addressing the issue. And like I said before, you're not the only one who ends up getting an antibiotic like this. According to CDC studies, they estimated that about 30% of antibiotics that are prescribed, 30% of those antibiotics are not necessary for a given infection at all. Meaning that someone might have a cold or a flu, or that a person may not need to use an antibiotic to clear that kind of bacteria. On top of that, there's another 20% of people that when given an antibiotic are given the wrong antibiotic for the given type of infection that they have. Combine those together, it basically means up to 50% of antibiotics prescribed are typically given either inappropriately or not necessary at all, which basically means that they end up being wasted. So I know you're probably thinking, hey, we've been doing this for a bunch of years. What's the big deal if we use a bunch of antibiotics? And the truth is, the problem relies in what happens when we use antibiotics a lot. You see, bacteria are a type of smart kind of pathogen. When one of them gets knocked down by a drug like an antibiotic, they figure out how to battle against it in order to make themselves immune or so-called resistant to it. And so when you start overusing a bunch of antibiotics over and over and over again, especially when people don't need those antibiotics, it causes those remaining bacteria to figure out what the others did wrong, and in turn, it makes them more resistant to it. When we keep overusing antibiotics like that over and over, eventually the bacteria that are remaining become resistant to all kinds of antibiotics that we have out there, to the point that we start running out of antibiotics to be able to use, especially for the people who really need them. If you guys have any questions, please leave me a comment below. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.